This is day 160 of Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming share of Arukh HaShulchan OC, be greatly appreciated. Please contact me directly. Today we are doing Sima Kofi Zayin Siv Gimel Kofi Zayin Siv Gimel, yes, till Kofi Dalet Siv Tes. No, that can't be. Go backwards. So Kofi Zayin Siv Tes. Okay. Bavel Sheretz Mitzvah, Bavel, which is a land which is literally means deep. Not sure that's to do with anything, but in any event, it's a Gokak Sham. It doesn't require so much rain. I guess Mitzvah maybe means has ponds in it. Anyway, it says in words by of rivers and such like. It doesn't need so much rain. We start saying Saint Amator 60 in the Marav 60 days after the change of seasons of Tishrei, which means after the fall equinox, which theoretically is September 21st. So therefore it should really be November 21st. But we follow the Julian calendar, and the same time, the Julian calendar is galloping ahead of the galloping behind, I should say, the Gregorian calendar, and therefore the gap is getting greater and greater. So therefore, instead of being November 21st, it's the November 21st of the Julian calendar is what is today, December 5th. And every century it becomes a day later. Okay? Without getting into the details, it's not the same. The Julian calendar does not have the equinox on the day when the equinox actually occurs. I feel the day in which the seasons change is include, which for us would be September 21st, but according to Julian calendar, October 5th is included in the 60. Even if the season changes in the middle of the day or afterwards, actually, it's a little bit before nightfall. Look, for example, if the change of season is on Sunday, then we begin say the Motor and Marv. And on Tuesday, it's going to be on a Tuesday in the evening, which is already Wednesday in Halacha. And there is in the week, in the continuity of the week, 2 full days between the Tkufa, the season, and the Sheila, Yom Beis Yom Gimel, in order to make up 60 days. So therefore, it comes out to additional 2 days, that they should be 60 full days. Make a Mamar Rishon Mishach say that Motor came in Shishim Shleimim. Pri Chodesh there was make on the in the first Marv, which for Talmud because it's not yet 60 complete days. It's the onset of the 60th day. So it's going to be Shachris if the Tkufa is later on the day. That Shachris also will not be 60 days before the Tkufa. But Pri Megadim and Maskevizah and Shom Pri Megadim see the Pri Megadim. Shamash Machlis Achar Kaddish Talmud. Shamash announces. I thought it was Talmud after Kaddish. He doesn't announce it. It's not an impediment. Mishma brings down Machzi Bracha Pascha. It's not like Pri Chodesh. It also doesn't mention any difference between the first day and other days. The Biur also doesn't seem to make any distinction. We follow B'nai Bavel in this respect. Like any other halacha. Shouldn't have anything to do with din. That has to do with when we need rain, not some universal principle. You can't say Europa, and that's the case. Most of the countries in Europe, where they plant out of the Pesach. Says we have the second crop after Pesach, and therefore we just say Santa Mother in the summer. By us, we don't need a rain in the winter. We have ample water in the winter. Rosh Hashanah is a long time to discuss this. So it's not comparable to individuals who require rain. They're going to say Shemitah Tefillah, like we will see. We're not individuals. We are great countries. And so it's even though the Rosh wanted to distinguish, nevertheless, and saying countries you should go Saint Motor in Berkos Teshanim. his words were not accepted. He got a baskol, as if a voice came out from Shemaim. So let's keep name Bavel that we should like people in Bavel. Rambam is also is clarified in the Rambam. Bechiburo in his Arukh HaShulchan Perek Beis Shlo Kasav Kamosh Kasav Perish Mishnah Hashem wrote something other than Perish Mishnah. Kach Sosmer Rabbi saying about Shulchan Aruch Halacha. We got the name Bavel. Chama Pakuf Gazeh. Everybody who questions this royal owner should be punished. I must show you how far along do we go along in Sheila. At Erev Yontif we should show Pesach until Erev Yontif of Pesach, which last time say Brecholena before Pesach. Shamelech Poskim Shov, and then we stop saying Sheila. Gimel Im Shov Motabi Mosachama. If you ask to rain in the summer, Machzina, so you gotta go back. Bench my towel, bench Lomar, whether you say towel or not, it doesn't matter. Ketzadin Chazos had to go back. Ima Karaglov, if you already finished Manasrei, Chazor should still go back to the beginning of davening. If you look Karaglov, if you didn't yet finish Manasrei, Chazor Brecholenu, go back to Brecholenu. I feel this Karakodim should see my bracha. If you remember before you finish the bracha Brecholenu, come close to the Rosh HaBracha. Now let's go back to the beginning of the bracha, because anytime you say something wrong, to correct it, you have to go back to the beginning of the bracha. Bria Alocha says, if you didn't go back to the beginning, you only start with the same bracha. If you remember Tokhtei Dibur, so of course the fact you immediately rectify it. And even if it's after Tokhtei Dibur, and then you start with the same bracha and finish the bracha without correctly omitting the same time of the bracha, you're Yotze B'diavad. Okay, Arukh HaShulchan says, when you say the wrong thing, it's not like not saying. Where you can say wherever you're standing. Like I mentioned Kuv Yadal in terms of Mashi Workman Agasha. Maybe if you didn't ask rain in the winter, even as though he said towel, which is not enough. So we make him go back. With this, towel is not sufficient. If you say the same towel of Racha, like we mentioned there, the and it does mention the greatness, the awesome deeds of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's good enough to mention do, because that's what gives the life world life. And also they'll come back to life with that do. Which have to come. Like we wrote there. The supposed to ask the motor which without the rain, all the produce would be ruined. We cannot say it's enough without rain. I'm going to show a motor with a shower towel, but if you mention the same motor, not the same towel, ain't no market, it's not a impediment, and so don't make you go back. So what happens if you forgot to say it? In this going to be out of the bracha, remember me within the bracha. After the bracha, she's good to shofar before you start the next bracha. Yom Hashem saying should say there, like we mentioned before, by Mashi Workman Agasha. Mishmur writes that you remember after you finish Kashanim Atavos, you go back and say, go back to Varech Shna Seinu. And it's best to say, it's best to start with saying Talmud Motor. I guess, according to the first parameter, if after Kashanim Atavos, you go back and say Varech Shna Seinu. But it's better to go back to B'Sein Tamot Livracha and finish from there. You mentioned after the bracha is over, even before you started the Ka, then it's better according to Mishmur say Shomer Tefillah, but not according to the Arukh HaShulchan. It's not like we didn't say it. The Shomer Makom Shomer that you say wherever you remember. No, sorry, we finished that already. Wrong. Sorry, I went back to one place. Sorry. Let's start Vav again. Casey asked Motor, how do you do if you forgot to say same Motor in this kind of bracha? Remember during the bracha, or before or after the bracha, before you start the Kabbalah Shofar, Yom Hasham, and the Mishnah just disagreed with that. You say there, but saying Motor, what about it was after Kabbalah Shofar? Your man was Shomer Tefillah, say it in Shomer Tefillah, and this is better than Mashi Workman Agasha. That's called Lo Shach. That's by Koshik. You can't say Shema Kolei to make it up. Because it's not a request. Shekin Shel is supposed to request. You can say V'Shomer Tefillah, V'Sei Talmotar, Abnei Kiyato Shomer, etc. Shekol B'Shekol you can make any request you want there. Kemo Yizbar B'Simukuf test, as will be clarified later on. But I feel like Yom HaTayin is Shetzorach L'mar Shomer. Even though it's a fast, you have to say Anenu in Shomer Tefillah. Yakdimenu Mikodem Anenu, say Talmotar before Anenu. The Motor Makeh, because saying that is an impediment. Vanenu ain't no Makeh, and then if you forgot, it's not an impediment. Shalom, if you didn't say it. Achim lo nizkar achar shomer tefillah, but if you finish shomer tefillah, Madayin lo yischil would say, if it would say Yomar Shomer, saying Talmotar, but Adam you can say it there. Because it's just like after Reich Aleinu. So let's say we go back, the story would say, Choz Reich Aleinu, you go back to Shema Koleinu, you can bring back to Reich Aleinu. That's as long as they didn't uproot his feet at the Shemon Esrei. If you removed your feet, Chaz Shvil go back to the beginning of davening. V'Akaraglav lav dafka, and removing your feet is not specific. If you finish the entire tefillah, you said Rechzam Hashem, and you said V'Yiratzon, so then you can't go back. And it's interesting. It's not the physical act, but it's reaching a place where you can go back. Even though they uproot your legs, then have a cockroach. If you did, go back to the beginning. But that's only if you don't say kind of tzor. So then he would say you return refi immediately after Sim Shol or Shom Rav. You can't go back anymore. But when you say supplications, such as kind of tzor, etc., you haven't finished supplications. It's called that you haven't uprooted your legs. If you finish them, then it's as if you uprooted them. And if it's our custom, you say Yiratzon a second time after the supplication, it's not called Karaglav until you say that second Yiratzon. The Chai Adam disagrees. It says in brackets, Ayin Chai Adam Klachot Tasif Tasvosh Gosav Okar Mamish Tafka. Saying Yiratzon is not the end. It ain't over till it's over. It ain't over till you move. Only then can you not go back with Tzarech Ir. I assume since Savik Brachas Laka, so therefore take Chai Adam into account and do not go back as long as you didn't actually uproot your legs. Because what Rabbi says, individuals require rain during the summer. And don't ask for a brechalenu, ask for a field ear, even a great city, Nineveh, or one great land, such as all Spain, Germany, all of Germany. They still consider like individuals, and therefore they say, however, this land where everybody really required rain in the summer, one individual made a mistake and asked for rain. If you go back, you go back with Torah Nedava, because it could be your Yotzei. Below Sheila, B'Birkas Hashanim, and without saying it, of course, the B'Birkas Hashanim the second time around. We're not required to do so. That's what it would be in the Tefillah Sedova to go back. Ad Kal Hashem is all a quote from the Beis Yosef. Mishnah Berurah says about this Beis Yosef. He says, Bialacha writes that this is not just a Yachid, but he would see Shliach Tzibor, and not just he made a mistake, but even if it was deliberate. So the halacha is unique if the land actually needed rain at that time. Hey, and Mishnah Berurah also says that the din is only when it's a time when rain has been arrested, has ceased. But if it was no atziras geshamim, even though it's zman geshamim, it's a suffix whether they have the same time motor, which you said in Borech Aleinu is a problem or not, and you should go back and dive with the Tanai. That if you didn't have to go back, it should be in the Dava. Okay. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Visa and Nira, the opposite in our country in the winter, we don't mean rain. If you didn't mean to say Talmotar in Borech Aleinu, you shouldn't have to go back. It's just like in the summer. When you said it in Borech Aleinu, in the summer, when it was a place which required rain, that's because it should be two sides of the same coin. We know that we also don't like davening Tefillas and Dava. Like because of our lack of capacity to focus. Ches, Avalori never found anybody who said this. The Komakatsu Dinim, and all of those who wrote abbreviated list of halachas, Kos Fustam, they wrote generically. Shemilosak Shamim, Imlo Martei Motor, Talmotor, Tzorch Lachzor, Inside Talmotor, you gotta go back. Vein Kosvu Medina Sena, they're writing in our country. Chomino Sholonu, and all of our countries, and Tzorch B'chol Klal, we don't need rain in the winter at all. For lights, maybe we hold to make a distinction. The Dafka Martei Motor, Eshit Tzorch Lanu, Ein Choser. Simply say Tei Motor, the time when you need it, don't go back. Now, if you didn't say it at the time that we don't need it, because since according to halacha, you do have to say it, you have to go back and say it again. So the Arukh HaShulchan is still not happy. He says, I don't see a distinction. I never passed in the shayla either way. That's cool. And then received from my youth, then our previous generation, was one of the greats of the generation. You want to paskin that if you omit Talmotar in the winter in Russia, that you have to go back and daven over again. Wow. That which the Gedolim right there, any place you have to go back. If you hear it out, so maybe that's what you should do here. You'll be able to with that. Of course, then you can't talk when you live in the because you're being Yotzi, which is the Tzibur, then we don't say Baruch Shmo, and Baruch we want to be Yotzi. The Rakiana Amen Bilvad only has the main, but Tzorch Iyam B'chol Zeh, and Arukh HaShulchan ends up not so happy. In the time of harvest, in the summer at the time of harvest, because nobody wants it to rain on their freshly cut straw. Test, but I should know the Ishmael she is here with the Gamishas and Tzirtz Kusham Itzleinu. Mosachama. When they write that even when we need rain in the summer, says we come nevertheless, Lo Yamru saying Talmotar. Interesting, you should not say that matbeya, that formula which is unique to tefillah according to Chazal. They say a lot of supplications, but psukim with psukim and mizmarim shemotar, which discuss rain. Because we said sheshnei gedolim nenshu azet, two gedolim were punished that they said Saint Talmotar in the summer. It says here it's the Pach, the B'rat Magen Avraham. But those who argue on this, and so too, this is the simple minhag by us that you say the same Talmotar in Shomei Tefillah at a time when you need rain, even though it's the summer. Mishnah Berurah writes on this, our minhag is to say, the Shetzir says Shomei Tefillah, but he doesn't say Saint Talmotar by itself, rather with other psukim and Lashonis, as is mentioned in the Sidurim. And Shabbos for Shchodesh Yotiv, we say you can say Gimel Midos, okay, and you say Mizmor Tehillim Shel Motor, obviously not in Shmon Esrei because you have no Shema Koleinu in Shmon Esrei, like it says in the Sidurim. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan. There's already not an art, not most of them today, but in Eretz Yisrael, they can see there, we do find it, that there's printed in Shema Koleinu a tefillah for arrested rain, which Shema Tefillah Yeshba Saint Talmotar. It says it's Saint Talmotar and not just Tilim and Tachanunim. But in the fact there's not cast doubt on this. Like Zarusha Lo Yomar Tefillah Zu Rak Ba'atzirus Kushamim Arbei. You should only say when there's a substantial lack of rain. Shatvu Mukal, so the grain is getting destroyed. V'lo that's not in a small stoppage. And because of Shagam B'Shabbos, and like Mishnah Berurah mentioned before, but he says, we have not seen such a custom among us.